going to start this next vlog, taking up where we left off, doing this series on Do Not Grieve the Holy Spirit. He tells us in Ephesians 4:29-32, briefly, he says this, he says, don't let any corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Okay, don't let these put a watch before my mouth, O God, but that which is good to the use of edifying, building up others, that it may minister grace to the hearers. So when people hear me, they should sense grace in my life. And it says, and don't grieve the Holy Spirit of God, whereby you're sealed until the day of redemption. How do we grieve him? By this evil spirit about us. And he goes on and said, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor, evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And so these are ways that we grieve the Spirit of God. And then he says that the way you operate really is be kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ hath forgiven you. And so just briefly as we head through this again, we talked about 6 unpleasant attitudes and actions. 1, we said bitterness. 2, wrath he speaks of, anger, he speaks of clamor, and evil speaking and malice. And let's just take back and pick up at the beginning of our vlogs a few weeks back. It was about bitterness, and bitterness is embittered and resentful spirit which refuses to be reconciled. God says, put that away. Get rid of that embitterness, that resentful spirit. And then he says, put away wrath. And wrath is the word for flaring up of passions, the temper when it's provoked, the slamming the doors, the screaming, the yelling, the intimidating people. My goodness sakes, how wicked that is. It grieves the spirit. And then we talk about anger. It's different, really a little bit different than wrath. But anger is that in the Greek is a reference to that more subtle and sullen hostility. It's that smoldering resentment that really is certainly as damaging as a firing outburst. And then we said put away clamor last time we were together. Clamor is a kind of loud, aggravational assertion of an angry person who's decided that it's important that everyone knows I'm grieved. In other words, it's a groaning, a grinding of our voice and our actions, and it's that type of thing. And I want everybody to know I'm upset. And can you see how self-centered all of this is? And then that was last week. Now today we want to talk about evil speaking. Evil speaking. Oh my goodness! Be careful with what you say. It means slandering people. It means slandering them. It means ruining their testimony because of something you said. The Bible warns against that in 1 Peter 2:1. He says, wherefore lay aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and lay aside envyings. And then he says, and lay aside all, not some, but all evil speakings. Listen. If you don't have something good to say about a person, don't speak evil speakings, okay? It's important. We can destroy a husband can destroy the testimony of his wife by speaking evil of her to other men. A wife can destroy the testimony of her husband by speaking evil of her husband. A child can speak evil against their parents, or parents can, and members of church can speak evil of one another and destroy. That's something God's warning us here. Put away all evil speaking. Don't spread negative things about people. And the last one is malice I want to talk to you about, okay? And this, he says, put away malice. It will be in a kind of unconcealed ill will that is malicious and plots the downfall of others. In other words, here's the thing. In other words, it's no longer just I'm speaking evil of you, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot a way to hurt you and bring you down and destroy you. But you see how this escalates. This malice thing is huge. Now there's actually a plan of I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back for what you did. And if someone brings your name up, I'll destroy your name. I'll have a plot to bring you down. Now listen to me. These are the things that grieve the Spirit of God. Do you understand? Don't grieve the Spirit of God. Because why? Because you're going to need the Spirit of God to help you overcome the lust of your flesh. If he's not in power in your life, you've grieved him, you've quenched him, you've shoved him down, you put him in a box and say, I'm going to act like I want to act and mad like I want to be mad. Well, let me tell you something. you're going to find yourself doing things you thought you'd never do. Because what that leads to is an uncontrolled life and in sin that you thought you'd never commit. Stay with this. We're going to take up here and talk about the next verse, okay? Thanks.